Sengkang, Toa Payoh. This time around a lot of good location eh. The government has announced they will launch 55,000 BTOs in the next 2 years. So today, let's check out what they will be offering in October 2025 BTO launch. I will be judging these projects on 3 criteria: location, amenities, and future redevelopments. And after all that, I'm going to choose my favorite one. Let's go. So there will be a total of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new projects in the upcoming 2025 BTO launch. Let's go through the first one in Mo Kio. So let's take a deep dive for the Mo Kio project. There will be a breakdown of 2-room flexi, 3-room and 4-room units. Total number of units 1,420. So when we look at this Mo Kio project, it is at a prime location. In fact, it is in between Yio Chu Kang MRT and Mo Kio MRT. In terms of the location, it is going to be very close to the Mo Kio Central. It's not called Mo Kio IT anymore, it's called IT College Central. So it's very near to that IT Central, and it's relatively near to the both MRT station. Amenities wise, there will be a lot of eateries, supermarkets and all. And when you in terms of the convenience, I would say that pretty much it is a very convenient place, because even if you drive, you will just take 3 minutes and you will hit the expressway and you can go to the north or even go to Central. So let's move on to the next one. So when we look at the next one, which is Bedok, this is the nearest MRT would be Kembangan MRT station and Bedok MRT station. It is again like in between of the 2 MRT stations, and in terms of amenities, I think really nothing much over there, but okay, there's a nursing home nearby, Chinese temple, nothing much to talk about it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which for now is very interesting because this place is going to be at Bishan. So I think this one is going to be a hot launch. It will be heavily oversubscribed because we all know Bishan is like a gold mine place, you know, where a lot of people make their first pot of millions from a BTO from Bishan. So when we look at Bishan's area, it is very near the Bishan MRT, and we all know Bishan, there's not a lot of BTO over there for the past over years. And right now they are going to launch over here. I think it's going to be heavily oversubscribed because of the great amenities of that great location. Not many launches over the past few years. And we all also know that Bishan there are redevelopments, you know, in the near future, that they're going to build a bigger shopping malls and all. So I believe this is a great launch and it's going to be heavily oversubscribed. For now, I would say this is my top choice. So the next one, Telok Blangah. Wow, this is another top favorite, Singaporeans' top favorite, because of that central location, and this one is just right beside Telok Blangah MRT station. I think it's also going to be a heavily oversubscribed project, and there will be a 2-room flexi, 3-room and 4-room flats available. Again, amenities wise, top notch. There are a lot of amenities over there. Very centralized location. You know, even if you drive, you take the public transport, it's very close and very near to the cities, and it's just right beside MRT. This again is going to be heavily oversubscribed, and it's going to be a very interesting project. So this one is another project. Wow, it's another central location which is very, very near to the Redhill MRT. Over here, in terms of amenities, it's great. It's near to a shopping malls, a lot of markets, eateries. Is relatively near to MRT station. I think if you walk, you will just take about less than 10 minutes, you'll reach the MRT. I think it's going to be a prime BTO because of its good location and close to MRT. In fact, this place can make a very good amount of money because the surrounding, there hasn't been any new launch for the BTO yet for many years. That's why, again, this one is going to be a prime and heavily oversubscribed project. So the next one will be in Jurong East. So this one is at the Teban Garden. Amenities wise, I think it's very normal. It's going to be very close. In fact, it is going to be in front of the new MRT station, which they call the JE7, JRL, Jurong Regional Line. So it's going to be in front of the new MRT station, Jurong Regional Line. Amenities wise, a lot of parks, CC. Yeah, very good location, but I think it's going to be a standard launch. Okay, the next one will be in Sengkang. This is very interesting. You know, Sengkang has always been a lot of BTO launch, and in fact, this one is going to be near the Kupang LRT station. And of course, there will be a proposed Chinese temple, proposed nursing home nearby, and there's amenities. There's many primary schools surrounding nearby. There's also condominiums. So I think Sengkang being Sengkang, generally all the subscription has always been relatively healthy, and I think this is going to be a standard launch. As of now, my favorite would be the Bishan one because it is so convenient, because in future there will be 2 malls and it's so close to the MRT station, whereby Bishan there's Circle Line, there's also the Red Line, which is the north-south. So Bishan is my top favorite. Okay, for the next one, right, it's going to be at near the Mount Pleasant MRT station, which is going to future MRT station, and in front of it is going to be a proposed health medical care. I think for this launch, it's very good location. It's in a very central location. Amenities are there, MRTs are there. I think it's going to be a prime BTO. Okay, the next one will be Yishun. So we talk about this Yishun place. Again, it's surrounded by primary school, secondary school. Amenities wise, I would say it's very normal. Probably on a higher floor, you get to see the unblocked greenery view because you'll be overlooking the Sembawang Country Golf Club. So if you're on a higher floor, you will still be able to see that full unblocked greenery view, which was a very plus point. I think this is going to be a standard BTO. So there will be another one in Yishun. For this one, it's very interesting because it's relatively near to the Yishun MRT, and I believe for the past many years, there hasn't really been an offering that is so close to Yishun MRT. So I believe this one will be heavily subscribed because there are not many units as well. This one is a very interesting project. Why? Because out of 560 units, 400 of them are going to be 2-room flexi, and only 160 units is 4-room flats. So based on the location and the amenities, and I think this is going to be a standard BTO launch. Guys, we have went through all the 10 projects that's going to launch for the October 2025 BTO launch, and my personal favorite will be the Bishan one. As I mentioned, because it's going to be near 2 shopping malls and it's very close to the Bishan MRT. And we must know that Bishan MRT, there are few lines. There's the Circle Line, there's a North-South Line, and there's also a bus interchange. So in terms of the connectivity, even if you are driving, it's very close to expressway. And let's say if you were to drive to city, it will just take about less than 15 minutes. You're able to reach the town area. So number 1 pick will be Bishan. Number 2 will be the Bukit Merah, that is the very close to the MRT station one, Redhill MRT. And the third one will be this, which is the very close to Telok Blangah MRT stations. So of course, you can see that as I rank them 1, 2, 3, highly possibly all these 3 projects, they are going to be prime BTOs, meaning to say they will have a 10-year MOP period. Having said that, all these projects are in a very great location, filled with amenities and very close to MRT. Okay guys, anyway, all these are my own personal opinions. Of course, you may feel differently because maybe you may think that Yishun is a great location because all the while you have been staying up in Yishun. So of course, let me know what you guys pick and choose, and all the best to your ballot, and hopefully you get your choice units. Bye bye.